They patrol the skies, but nobody patrols the deep. Something massive just broke the surface of the Persian Gulf, and the US Navy is scrambling. Underwater bases, unidentified objects.
This is real life, real time. This is what I'm looking at.
Classified responses. They've been monitoring this for years, and they never told us why. Maybe we've been looking in the wrong place this whole time. Everyone keeps scanning the skies for aliens, but what if they're already here, just underwater? One day, beachgoers watched something massive slowly rise out of the ocean. Not a boat, not a submarine. The thing looked almost like a giant carved rock. Except it had this strange metallic shine to it. It hovered there for a moment, then suddenly shot straight into the sky and vanished, which raises a creepy question. What exactly was it doing down there?
It's coming out of the water.
Marine encounter. Some people believe the oceans might actually hold the biggest UFO secrets. There's even footage supposedly captured by US Marines. The clip shows something metallic suddenly blasting out of the water, a huge saucer-shaped object shooting straight into the sky. What's funny is, it didn't even look sleek or futuristic. Honestly, it looked kind of like a big metal tin plate. But that raises another possibility. What if alien technology isn't all perfect and polished? Maybe they've got different models, and what we're seeing is just an early prototype. Ocean encounter. A ship traveling across the North Pacific suddenly found itself face to face with something completely bizarre. Out of the water rose a gigantic triangular object, far too large to be any normal vessel. The footage shows it hovering silently in front of the ship. Its sheer size and strange movements left the crew stunned. For a moment, it almost looked like it was preparing to attack. Thankfully, nothing happened. But the internet has been debating ever since. Was it an alien craft, or could it actually be some secret military technology the public hasn't heard about yet? Cliff Fleet. This strange clip was captured by a local living on an island in Iran. At first, he noticed something zip quickly behind a cliff. A few seconds later, it became clear what it was: a saucer slowly rising up into the sky. But here's the crazy part. It wasn't alone. More and more objects started appearing behind the cliff until it looked like an entire fleet of UFOs. Were they preparing for some kind of invasion? I don't know about you, but that's exactly how it looks. Which raises another question. Could their base actually be hidden somewhere behind that cliff? Ocean Patrol. I honestly don't know what more proof people need to believe something strange is going on between UFOs and our oceans. In another clip, a beachgoer spotted a massive craft flying extremely low over the water. It moved slowly, almost like it was scanning the area. Maybe it was searching for something, or maybe it had just arrived from outer space and was checking in with an underwater base somewhere beneath the ocean. Baltic saucer. This clip has been making waves, literally. A camera aboard a boat in the Baltic Sea captured something massive streaking across the water. It wasn't just fast, it was blur fast. When slowed down, the shape looked strange, almost saucer-like, but not quite. And here's the thing. No known human tech moves that quickly across open water without leaving a clear trace. Many online were convinced they were looking at an extraterrestrial craft. Others aren't so sure, but admit, whatever it was, it didn't behave like anything we've built. So, alien ship? Or a glimpse of tech we're not meant to know about yet? Hidden Alliance. This clip might give us a clue about what could really be happening underwater. The person who uploaded it claimed it shows a secret US underwater base. In the footage, small UAV-style drones emerge from what looks like a submarine and shoot straight up into the sky. Naturally, this sparked a ton of speculation online. People started connecting it to all those theories about alien bases hidden beneath the ocean, but others took it a step further. What if the UFOs people keep seeing aren't alien at all? What if the US actually got its hands on advanced alien technology? Or maybe they're even cooperating with extraterrestrials to build these underwater bases? Strange craft. A fisherman off the coast of Los Angeles captured something that looks straight out of a sci-fi movie. Suddenly, a strange craft rose up from the water right in front of him.
You're fishing, but look, it's taking off. Oh, there it goes.
But it didn't look like the typical saucer-shaped UFOs people usually report. This one had a very unusual design. You can even see smoke coming out of it, which suggests some kind of propulsion system. That almost makes it sound man-made. But then you watch how it moves. The thing accelerates so fast and glides so smoothly that it's hard to believe any human technology could actually do that.
It's turning. Is this really...
Coastal teaser. A very conspicuous saucer-shaped UFO was filmed hovering over the LA coast, right above the water.
Yeah. What the is it chasing?
It flashed green and red lights like it wanted attention, which was strange. Some people argued it was a drone, but honestly, it felt too bold for that. If it was an alien craft, it wasn't exactly being subtle, or maybe that was the point, acting careless on purpose. I mean, what if it was bait, luring curious humans closer for abductions or experiments, or whatever it was they supposedly did? That thought alone made the casual flashing feel a lot less harmless.
Yeah, that's the best video.
Adaro aliens. A scary clip has surfaced online. A person on the beach managed to capture footage claiming aliens might be taking over. The video shows humanoid figures emerging from the ocean, slowly crawling onto the shore, a handful of them. At first, it's hard to tell what they are, but if you look closely, their lower half appears to be a massive fishtail. That means these could be mermaids or sirens. Some viewers were reminded of Adaro, the half-man, half-fish beings described in ancient legends. Could these actually be Adaro extraterrestrials finally abandoning their secret underwater bases? Here's another clip where two men claim they discovered several mermaid-like beings on the shore of a beach. The creatures appeared to be huddled together, doing something that looked very suspicious. The video quickly went viral online. What do you guys think about these videos? Let me know in the comments below. Mothership? The uploader claimed this happened in the United States. In the clip, a massive mothership rises from a river, spilling water everywhere as it emerges. The size of the craft is absolutely intimidating because there's no way that's a normal UFO. It looks more like an entire space station that had been sitting underwater for a long time and suddenly decided it had enough of Earth. What's even stranger is that there was no mention of it on any news channel. Because of that, many people believe the media covered it up, possibly because the government was working with whatever was piloting that craft. Alien invasion? A shocking clip emerged online, and honestly, I don't even know what to say. A massive saucer-shaped craft appears in the sky so huge, it's impossible to miss.
What the that is, man?
It's a UFO!
Not only that, but it seems to project a bright beam of light from its underside, almost as if it's attempting to abduct someone. Slowly, the enormous craft rises higher into the sky. If extraterrestrials really possess technology, this massive humanity might be in serious trouble.
It's a UFO for real, y'all!
Galactic Galicia. A bunch of fishermen boating over Galicia excitedly recorded a small fleet of fighter planes. Initially assuming it was some sort of exercise, they quickly realized the planes were chasing something. And then we see this. That's right. Right in the middle of the sea, a UFO, clearly apprehended by the pilots, trying its best to escape. But it looks like the Air Force caught up with it and forced it down. Who knows if it made it in the end or not, but seeing something like this would certainly change one's life. Water crash. This incredible footage, though grainy and old, has resurfaced online and people can't stop talking about it. A man filming near a river suddenly captured a UFO flying toward the water at incredible speed.
Давай, вали отсюда!
The object crashes straight into the lake, but after only a few seconds, it suddenly rises back out and shoots into the sky, disappearing just as quickly as it appeared. The internet erupted with theories. Some believe it malfunctioned and accidentally crashed before regaining control and escaping. Others think it may have been running from something. Alien cover-up. And if that wasn't strange enough, this next clip might be even more suspicious. A beachgoer claimed the shoreline had been sealed off, but he managed to sneak in to see what was happening. What he recorded was shocking. A metallic, saucer-shaped object lay on the ground while people in hazmat suits surrounded it. They covered the object with a large cloth before carefully loading it into a vehicle and driving away. The entire scene looked incredibly suspicious. Judging by its size, some believe it wasn't a UFO at all, but an alien probe. If that's true, the big question is, why all the secrecy? Hive orb. Something strange might be coming, because this clip has absolutely taken the internet by storm. A woman near Wynwood filmed a massive glowing orb hovering in the sky. The bottom of it was shining brightly. But that's not even the weirdest part.
This is real life, real time. This is what I'm looking at.
When people zoomed in on the footage, the surface of the orb looked textured, almost like a giant hornet's nest. Some viewers even said it looked like thousands of tiny spheres packed together. And that thought alone is kind of unsettling, because if those really are smaller objects, what exactly are they waiting for?
I'm so far away from this thing, and that thing is still huge.
Underwater bases. When people talk about alien bases underwater, one place pops up again and again: the Solomon Islands. Around Guadalcanal especially, there are tons of strange reports. Locals, fishermen, even beachgoers claim they've seen glowing crafts rising straight out of the ocean, right near the wrecks of old World War II ships.
Talk about seeing light not only in the sky, but in the ocean as well.
Some say the objects fly right into the nearby mountains, like they know exactly where they're going. A few witnesses even claim the crafts came so close they could actually feel heat coming off them. And then there are the disappearances. People who allegedly got too close and were never seen again. But the strangest part? Local legends about creatures called the Adaro, half fish, half man. Some theorists think those creatures weren't myths at all, just extraterrestrials guarding something hidden beneath the island.
The Adaro are frightening-looking creatures, half fish, half man.
UFO encounter. This isn't some scene from a sci-fi movie. It actually happened in the Persian Gulf. People relaxing on the beach suddenly noticed something huge hovering over the water. A massive saucer, glowing with this eerie green light, slowly drifting across the ocean. Witnesses swear it had just come out of the water moments earlier. That detail alone sparked a lot of speculation online, because if these things really are entering and leaving the ocean, that suggests technology far beyond anything we have, maybe even underwater bases. And here's where the conspiracy crowd gets curious. Could that be one of the reasons the United States keeps showing so much interest in the Persian Gulf? Racing saucers. A fisherman out at sea spotted something he definitely wasn't expecting that day. Two enormous black saucers flying across the sky, almost like they were racing each other. But then, it got even stranger.
Yo, what is this, bro? What is this?
Fighter jets suddenly appeared behind them. Now here's the weird part. Were the jets chasing them or escorting them? The timing made people even more suspicious.
What is it? Yo, I've never seen this shit.
Not long before this, Donald Trump had publicly acknowledged the existence of UFOs and hinted at releasing classified files.
President Donald Trump now says he will direct the federal government to release any and all government files related to, quote, alien.
Around that same period, the United States started getting heavily involved around the Persian Gulf again. So some fringe theorists are asking a wild question. Did they discover something down there? Pentagon footage. With tensions between the US and Iran heating up over the years, some people think there might be more going on than governments are saying. There's footage from 2012 filmed by a Reaper drone over the Persian Gulf, showing 3 unidentified objects flying together in a perfect triangle formation. At one point, one of the orbs slows down, then suddenly shoots forward again to keep the formation.
They say both recordings show government-filmed objects that were officially designated as UAPs.
That kind of movement isn't something normal aircraft do. And then there's another video from 2021 over Syria. It shows a glowing orb moving calmly before it suddenly changes direction and blasts out of frame at insane speed, which leads some conspiracy theorists to wonder, are extraterrestrials interested in controlling the Persian Gulf? Frozen secret? Have you ever wondered why Antarctica is basically off limits to regular people? Some say it's just for environmental protection, others think there's something else going on down there. And then, there's the theory that aliens aren't even coming from outer space at all. They've just been chilling in some remote corner of Earth this whole time. Yeah, Antarctica would be a pretty convenient hiding spot, wouldn't it? This clip might add fuel to that idea. It shows an iceberg with a bizarre design carved into its side. Some viewers swear it looks like a dark creature trapped inside the ice. A few even claim they see multiple serpent-like heads, even horns. Scientists say it's just a natural formation, but others aren't so sure. Twin lights. This moment looked like something from a sci-fi movie, but the people on this beach swear it happened in real life. Suddenly, 2 massive streaks of light appeared high in the sky, one glowing blue, the other a bright white. They moved silently across the sky before slowly descending toward the ocean. Nobody on the beach had any idea what they were seeing. Some people suggested it might have been a rare atmospheric or meteorological event, but others had a very different theory, that these lights were actually UFOs, either crashing into the water or possibly landing there.
Whoa, look at that! It's moving right!
Skyship. Either this ship is actually floating thanks to some advanced tech, or it's a UFO pulling off the perfect disguise. That's what these sailors were left wondering when they spotted a massive ship seemingly hovering above the water's surface. The clip went viral in no time, sparking all kinds of wild theories. But, as cool as it looked, experts quickly stepped in to clear up the confusion. Turns out, it was a Fata Morgana effect, a rare optical illusion where light bends due to atmospheric conditions, making distant objects look distorted or like they're floating. Still, it's fun to imagine what it'd be like if it really was otherworldly, right? But what about this clip? Does this have any logical explanation? High above the clouds, you can see what looks like a gigantic ship floating in the sky. And here's the strangest part. Zoom in and you can actually make out figures walking across it. There's no water around, and the object looks way too high up in the clouds, so it couldn't be Fata Morgana. So what are we actually looking at here? A bizarre atmospheric illusion, or something much stranger? Some people even believe it could be an alien craft designed to resemble a ship. Sinkhole? Take a look at this massive hole in the water. This footage was filmed at Lake Berryessa in California. We're all familiar with sinkholes, but some fringe theorists believe this might not be natural at all. What if holes like these were created by underwater extraterrestrial bases, acting as dimensional travel points? With all the reports of USOs lately, some people say that idea might not be so far-fetched. Light show. This reportedly happened in Vancouver, Canada, where a Coast Guard officer managed to capture this strange footage. In the video, an unusual object descends from the sky while flashing colored lights green and red. But that wasn't the only sighting. Other people at sea reported seeing strange lights moving across the sky in bizarre patterns. Nothing man-made should be able to move like this, unless technology like that is being hidden from the public. Some of these lights don't even look like crafts at all. I honestly have no idea what they could be, but many people believe this was concrete proof of alien life. Alien beings. A beachgoer recorded strange activity on a deserted corner of the shore in broad daylight. In the footage, Unusual beings emerge from the ocean while carrying something in their arms. They quickly move behind a short cliff, as if they don't want to be seen. Whatever they were carrying is hard to identify. Some viewers think it might have been a human they were kidnapping, while others believe it was simply a fish they had just caught. Strange waves. When this clip surfaced online, people went crazy. The strangely rhythmic waves in the water immediately sparked suspicion. Some viewers blamed underwater alien bases for causing the strange pattern, while others believed it might be some kind of glitch in reality. However, the footage was actually filmed in the Qiantang River in China, which is known for creating natural tidal wave illusions. What do you think about it? Canadian UFOs. A cargo ship camera in Canada captured something truly unusual. Massive, glowing blue saucer-like shapes appeared to descend from the sky. Beneath them, a beam of light seemed to illuminate the water below. But what made the sighting even stranger was how they moved almost fluidly, like living creatures drifting through the air. They didn't look solid at all, more like giant, glowing jellyfish. Could these be some kind of new, extraterrestrial craft we've never seen before? Deep glow. Passengers aboard a cruise ship were in for a surprise one night when they noticed something glowing beneath the waves. A blue light moved just under the water, pacing alongside the ship. At one point, it even seemed to shine toward the passengers, almost as if it was acknowledging their presence. Let's just hope whatever was down there didn't decide to abduct anyone and drag them below the surface as test subjects. Ocean fleet. You don't expect to see things like this in the middle of the ocean, yet these guys did.
What is that? Anybody tell me what that is?
Numerous glowing orbs appeared in the sky, forming what looked like an entire fleet traveling with purpose. There was no land in sight, nothing but open sea, and these mysterious lights. God only knows what they wanted, but it certainly looked like they were heading somewhere on some kind of mission.
We're in the middle of the ocean. Nothing around. Look.
Strange vessel. Something strange appeared near the Golden Gate Bridge, and no one could quite figure it out.
What the is that?
It was spherical, with these eerie blue lights flickering across its surface, gliding smoothly over the water. At first, a few people thought it might be an art project or some floating installation, but the more they watched, the less it made sense. The shape, the way it moved, it didn't fit anything normal. Pretty soon, whispers of a UFO started swirling around. Whatever it was, it didn't seem like it belonged there, and it definitely left more questions than answers.
I don't even know.
Mysterious object. Sometimes the mystery doesn't stay in the sky. Something strange washed up on a remote beach in Greenhead, Western Australia. A mysterious object, roughly the size of a small car, appeared on the sand. Scientists claimed it was debris from a foreign rocket, possibly a fuel tank that fell into the Indian Ocean.
It appears to be a possible fuel tank from a rocket that was being launched in the last 12 months.
And later washed ashore. But fringe theorists believe something very different. They think it might be a fragment of a crashed UFO. I'll leave it up to you to decide. Brazen presence. Of course, not every sighting involves secrecy. A man out at sea enjoying his vacation certainly wasn't expecting to witness something otherworldly. Shocked, he pulled out his camera to record a massive disc-shaped UFO gliding smoothly across the sky. It didn't move quickly or try to hide. Instead, it drifted calmly overhead, almost as if it didn't care that humans were watching. With each passing day, these sightings seem to be becoming more and more brazen. Brazilian UFO. And many of them seem to have one thing in common: water. This UFO was sighted over Brazil, flying above a river with eerie lights shining beneath it. As if it was surveying the water, it calmly passed over ships without paying them any attention. Their frequent visits to Earth's oceans and rivers raise serious questions. Some people even wonder if these crafts use water as a type of fuel, something that might not be readily available in outer space. Blue USO. Now we have a sighting that may not have been in the sky at all. These fishermen believe they came face to face with a real USO, an unidentified, submerged object. Unlike UFOs, we rarely see them. The men noticed a blue glow beneath the water, moving steadily alongside their boat. Some skeptics suggested it could have been a submarine, but the fishermen insisted they heard absolutely no sound. The object moved so silently that if the blue light hadn't been there, they might never have noticed it at all. Surf sighting. Could you imagine just catching some waves and suddenly a USO cruises by overhead? Check this out. The guy was filming surfers at Alka Strand Beach near Richards Bay with his drone. At first, everything looked normal, surfers doing their thing, until he reviewed the footage. That's when he spotted it. This weird object zipping across the frame, super close to the surfers. It wasn't a bird. It wasn't a drone. It kinda rolled over itself mid-air, then leveled out again. The craziest part, none of the surfers even noticed. And honestly, after watching this, I'm still scratching my head. What was that thing? Alien egg? These sailors were out at sea when they suddenly came across something, honestly, pretty bizarre. Rising slowly from the water was a black, egg-shaped object. Yeah, an egg-shaped UFO. As strange as that sounds, that's exactly what it looked like in the footage. The thing just lifted out of the ocean like it belonged there. I can't even begin to wrap my head around how something like that would work. I mean, a flying alien egg definitely wasn't on my bucket list for 2026, but here we are. What do you think it could be? Ghost ship? This clip might seriously blow your mind. People on a cruise in Antarctica spotted what looked like a ghost ship drifting through the icy waters. One passenger even filmed it right from his cabin window. Here's where it gets weird. Some viewers claim the ship matches the design of an old three-masted vessel from the early 1900s, possibly even the historic bark Europa. But how could a wooden ship survive more than a century of brutal storms and freezing conditions and still be sailing around today? Some say it's just a strange optical illusion. Others aren't convinced, because honestly, it really does look like something straight out of an old maritime legend. Ocean mystery. A few people out in the middle of the ocean captured something really strange happening in the water. In the footage, this massive dark structure slowly starts rising from beneath the surface. At first glance, it almost looks metallic, like iron or steel. Some people think it might just be cooled lava or volcanic rock pushing upward. Others suggested pumice stones or even the underside of a ship's hull. But there's also a much wilder theory floating around. What if that's not just a random formation? What if it's actually part of something much bigger? Some theorists believe it could be a piece of a massive extraterrestrial craft, with most of it still hidden deep under the water. Turkish mystery? Back in 2009, a man in Istanbul, Turkey, was stargazing when something strange caught his eye in the night sky. It looked like a saucer-shaped craft hovering low over the sea. Curious, he zoomed in with his camera, and what he captured left everyone speechless. Inside the craft's cockpit were two figures sitting side by side. But here's the strange part. These figures didn't look human. Their oversized, egg-shaped heads had experts pointing to extraterrestrial origins. Still skeptical? Even the Turkish government stepped in and called the footage authentic, and it's yet to be refuted. Real Jetsons? Seeing this clip almost made it feel like the Jetsons had been onto something. The UFO community believed this was among the clearest footage out there. A classic saucer shape, a dome-like glass top, clearly visible as it maneuvered through the sky over Cape Town, South Africa. It glided over the ocean in broad daylight, like it didn't care who noticed. And the part that really stuck? This was recorded back in 2003. I mean, if that's true, who knows how long aliens have been casually hanging around that area already? Floating mystery? A leaked military video stirred up a frenzy online, and for good reason. It showed a metallic object just sitting there in the middle of the ocean, tilted like it had crash-landed. But here's the weird part. It wasn't sinking. Despite looking heavy and solid, it just floated.
We have a visual on enemy paratroopers in grid product uniform.
Stubbornly defying everything we know about physics. And if that wasn't enough, the thing looked exactly like your classic UFO. Smooth, saucer-shaped, the whole deal. Officials were baffled. A craft like that shouldn't even stay afloat. Makes you wonder if there's way more going on behind the scenes than we're being told. Like and subscribe so you never miss the next mystery emerging from the deep.